I did my hair. I'm in the bathroom and I did my hair. What do you think? Greetings all. So, today is Saturday, May 27th, and I did my hair again. And the topic for today is my skin under my beautiful Shardvixen-ness and my body image. So it's kind of the same thing because body image has always been a struggle for me. I'm still not wearing my under fur, my more Shardvixen-ness, because my face is having a hard time. My face does that sometimes. I have what's called rosacea. It causes your nose to get all red and bulbous, like W.C. Fields. You can look it up. It causes huge, horrible scars on it. And of course, I have the worst case that you could possibly have. I am an exception to the rule in all things. An exception to the rule. I am not average, ever. I wish I was sometimes, as medical goes. I did do my hair differently. I got green on the bottom, red on the top. It's the start of my rainbow. So how that was done is yellow. Arctic Fox. It's the sunshine on top of the aquamarina that I had. The turquoise. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. And then I have what's called the red, the wrath. I have that, the wrath. And then I put that up just a little bit, and where my hair is now is not bleached, to give it a little bit of a textural, I guess. Anyway, so I'll be doing a lot of moving and shaking today, because we're talking about body image. So for me, let me move the stuffed animals out of the way. For me, body image is not as big of a deal now as it was when I was younger, between the ages of 5, believe it or not, to probably about 18 or so, and then I wasn't as worried about it. It's always not ever something I worried about. It's about how other people perceive me. So other people have always been very mean about my body and mean about my face, which started happening around the time I was about 19, 20 years old, because up until that point in time, up until that point in time, I had very clear skin, never had a pimple. Maybe every once in a great while I had a pimple, but it was very rare, and in between, people were always like, oh, you're so lucky. You never have a pimple, your face is so clear, too bad it's so ugly. Yes, and people said things like that to me. My father had this thing for the ugly jokes, you're so ugly. You're so ugly, we had to wrap a pork chop around your neck so the dog would play with you. Yeah, so, my body image ideal always came from what everyone else was telling me. Because I didn't think I was all that ugly. I didn't think I was all that, disproportionate in my body. I thought my body and me were pretty, worked along really well. But other people were constantly telling me that wasn't true. They were always saying, you're too skinny. You're ugly. I mean, the jokes, in puberty, jokes were, what do you and pirates have in common? You both have sunken chests. Boom, and that was a favorite. There was always, like Mr. People would say, oh, Mr. My name, Mr. Shardvixen, instead of Miss. They thought that was hilariously funny too. My mother would say things like, you should learn to cook. That way you will always be able to have a husband, because a way through a man's heart is their stomach, not through their penis. I personally think it's a little bit of both, penis and, I like to say that most of the men I've met, it's through their brains, but maybe not. I don't know. That's what they, told me. So I am, at this point in time, 100 pounds overweight, which means over my weight. I had 140, I was overweight, and now I'm 240, so I'm over the overweight. It could be my medication, and actually most likely the gain weight in the last year has been my medication, because I put a lot of weight on very quickly, and every time I upgrade my meds, I get another weight gain. So next Thursday, June 1st, I will be going back on a diet that was created for me in 2004 after my son was born, and I gained less weight on my second pregnancy than my first pregnancy, but then I was even further overweight on my second pregnancy than I was on my first pregnancy. So I was 120 when I got pregnant with my daughter. I gained 100 pounds. I went to 120, 140, 140 pounds, 120 pounds. I gained 120 pounds. I lost all of it. I lost it down to 170, so that made me overweight from my body size. And then I slowly kind of gained, that fluctuated between 200 and 170 until 2000. That was in 1991, was when my daughter was born. And then to 2004, when Bobby Joe was born. So after Bobby Joe was born, I had problems with my knees really bad in my lower back, and it was suggested it might be because of my weight. So I tried all kinds of different diets, and I have a food addiction issue, so that makes it really problematic. So I went ahead and had a diet design with me with a dietitian, with the idea that went around my food addiction. So I'm going back on that in a week, hopefully. It's really hard to do. It takes a lot of concentration when you don't feel good or you're depressed. It's really hard if you're a food eater and you have an addiction problem. It's really, really hard to stay on top of that diet. I will be talking about food addictions another time. So this is about body image. So body image is a tricky thing. How we see ourselves is always much different than how other people see us. And I don't see myself as fat. I know I'm fat because my clothes don't fit, but that's the only reason I know I'm fat. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I say, oh, wow, those are humongous arms, man. But I've had humongous arms for a very long time. So I don't notice the weight gain except for if I wear clothes. My problems with body image is that people assume because I'm fat, I must be stupid and lazy, because only stupid and lazy people are fat. And I have a hard time with that because I am lazy. I mean, I think I'm lazy, but I don't think of it in a bad way. I think of it in that I know how to take it easy when things become overly stressful or I'm not a workaholic. I work until I get it done, but I'm pretty good at getting it done before before it needs to be done. That's how it is, except for now with the fibromyalgia, it's a little harder to do that. But people have a really hard time on my face. I can't wear makeup with it. It just, like, when I put makeup on my face, like if you put a cover up, let's say first you put a foundation on it, before I even get to the point of dusting the foundation so you don't have that greasy look, it will have already soaking into my skin and gives me this bright, shiny look to my face, like those weird plastic masks that you ever seen when you lay it over the plastic mask and it kind of shows your face, but then has another face drawn on top of it. That's kind of what happens, and then it'll get redder and itchier, and then it gets worse. And then the part that nobody sees about my face is that at night when my skin dries, my skin is very, very dry, except for where the sores are at. And then when the sores start to dry out, because they flake. And so things rubbing against my face tend to cause pieces of my skin to fall off. It's really kind of gross to talk about, but it's also very, very painful. And you can get them You can get really bad rosacea all the way down into your neck, on your chest, on your back. Some people have it all the way down their back. It can go up into your hairline, you know, which is one of the reasons, not the true reason, but one of the reasons why my hair is always so short. Here, I like the haircut, but it's also short, and this helps in case I do get a bunch that are crawling up this back side here or back behind my ears. Now, it's really, sorry for the hair thing, it's really horrible on my ears. It's so horrible on my ears. I used to have my ears were pierced twice on both sides, and then I went to, the metal would just eat holes, like literally around the metal would eat holes around it from the rosacea. So I went to plugs, and I had, I started with Q-tips and then wires and stuff, and I had my holes, the diameter of my holes of my ears up to 2s and 4s, and then that didn't help either. It would eat a lot. It would ooze and yuck, and then so it was painful, and so I just decided no, I'm not going to do that. So I can't wear makeup, can't wear jewelry. Anywhere that I wear jewelry on my body, I get sores. So depending on the type of jewelry it is, even then hyperallergenic tends to be problematic. So I don't wear metal. I thought the plastic and wood and some of those other kind of materials you could get for your plugs would work, and it didn't. So I had to take them out, and then they healed over. So I can't get anything in my ears now. So we don't, and then I used to wear, and I still do sometimes, my favorite type of clothes, and I'll get into fashion with me later on too. My favorite type of clothes, though, are comfortable clothes. I like pretty clothes, but I like pretty clothes for the same reason I like dressing up and wearing makeup. It's for dress up. The things I like are, I like certain t-shirts, and I like colors. But I don't have a problem wearing a bikini. If I want to wear a bikini, I'll wear a bikini. I can't wear a bikini anymore because the medication I take makes me sensitive to the sun. I get sick in the sun. So, you know, when I decided to start YouTube, I researched it. I knew I wasn't the only person that wore a mask. I mean, you've got Omrecker, and he wears a mask. And you have, is it H2 Delirious? He wears a mask. And then you have, the other guy, Van Doss, did I get that right? Van Noss Gaming, and he wears owl mask. And so there were other people out there that were wearing masks, and I thought, I'll just do the Shardvixen and be myself as Shardvixen, and wear my costume. But I'm a hybrid, so I don't want to wear a furry costume. I have nothing against furries. I have some friends that are furries, but I want more of a tight skin. So, you know, I would like a mask that comes down maybe right to about here. I've got some arm length things that I'm making with my gloves, because I don't want to be overly hot. I say that because when you say you don't want to be overly hot, someone somewhere is always going to say, but you're not. But I don't want to be warm in my suit. If I go to cons or conventions down the road, I want something that's going to be easy to get on and easy to get off. With the fibromyalgia, I don't know if that's going to be possible. And now, being Shardvixen is only kind of for me. It's not really for you guys, in the aspect that I'm not really planning on being famous for playing video games, because I'm not that brilliant of a personality. But I do want to do the animation part, and that will be, that'll be my thing, is animation. And then over on my other channel, Shardvixen's Magnificent channel, that'll be the crafting and kids stuff and things like that I know. Anyway, so that's the end of this particular vlog. I don't have very many of you watching anymore. I've been told this is common about this time. It was that way last year, but I had even less people as subs last year. So hopefully we'll get more and more people watching, or I will fade into obscurity slowly, because I don't plan on going anywhere. So it'll be just me making videos and talking to you. Puppy voices in my ears. Anyway, so I'll catch you all on the flip side. I'm out of here.